All right, hello everybody. So welcome to Church of Quantumism and Quantumism movement. Today we're going to be talking about evolution. Yes, our church believes in evolution. We're going to talk a little bit about the evolution of humanity. The reason I wanted to talk a little bit about it is, just kind of putting it in layman terms, how we evolved throughout the centuries, and just to give you a better concept for those that really don't follow the evolutionary process, and a few of the changes. I have an old chart on here. I have with Lucy, going all the way down to modern man. Some things have changed a little bit from there. So let's start off here. So imagine the concept of evolution and religion not being a conflict. History and science together have helped in many discoveries. I understand that not all religious writing is history, and many are just loosely based on actual historical events. However, it does give us insight on how people of those times saw the world. The more educated we become, the deeper we look at concepts. So let's look at our evolutionary process a little deeper. So when I was a child, I learned about evolution and how we changed to meet the needs of the environment we lived in. It really wasn't explained to me, the whole process, but when I learned how a dog evolved from a wolf, I finally got it a little better. I know there's more to it than this, but this was the thing that when I was a kid, it actually really helped me. So after Stalin died in Russia, a scientist by the name of Dmitry Belyaev, I'm not pronouncing the name right, but Dmitry, he was finally able to pursue his research. Stalin didn't want him to do this research, but once he died, the scientist started breeding a wild fox to make him into a dog. He and his team would look at the litter of puppies and get the least aggressive from the group. These least aggressive foxes would be mated together, and the litter of foxes would have a group that was less aggressive than the others. So once again, the least aggressive were grabbed, they were mated, and this went on for a few generations of the animal. And then something strange started to happen that was unexpected to them. Once the aggression gene was lessened, there were also physical changes that started happening as well. Soon the pointed ears started to lie down like a dog's ears. The color of the animal wasn't as intense as it used to be. The puppies started being born in different colors. They now had literally made a dog out of a fox. Unfortunately, Dmitry did die and never got to witness the final results. But it did give us much insight. The scientists that continued the research knows that, like any other dog breeder, they could focus on specific features of the animal and make small or large fox dogs. It would take a few generations, but they could make any type of fox dog that was possible almost. Since the year 2005, scientists have known that baboons and chimpanzees have 99% of the DNA with humans. That's why they think Lucy was a chimpanzee. Now imagine breeding chimpanzees in the same manner as we just did with the fox. We started looking at the taller ones and more intelligent ones and made them the less aggressive ones. A few generations later, we would have a type of human being again. I mean, we would never want to do that, of course, because the problems that would come from that. But I say a kind of human being because in 2009 there were studies that led us to believe that we are actually from the orangutan family and not the chimpanzee. So let's go over 200,000 years ago. Because 200,000 years ago is when the first modern human actually came to be. So prior to that, the type of orangutans that we evolved from were mostly very aggressive. They would fight, but not, there were some that were less aggressive, and it is believed that they would hide from the other ones for survival. And these less aggressive orangutans would mate together, and soon the new babies would have trouble, relating, and they would start. So it was the same, almost a similar process. The only thing that it took longer because there was nobody controlling it. So what ended up happening is many had to adapt to the environments as they start to evolve. Even though they came from the same creature, only those specific features would survive in certain environments. Food played a large role in our evolution as well. If you know certain traits developed in animals and that eat only certain foods. Our diet was mainly meat, nuts, fruits, and it affected how our brains and muscles and bones developed. Many generations of this, brings us to 200,000 years ago when the first Homo sapiens appeared. And even though we all came from the same orangutan, we adapted to the environments where we were, and we became different races. It's just, just the way it worked out. We had to develop, certain traits weren't going to survive in certain environments. So now I say, since nobody helped us along like the wolf or now the fox, it took longer, and it is believed that we are not the only type of human that was developed at the time. The Neanderthals, for example, was believed at one time, as you notice in the chart, to be part of evolutionary progress, but it was later determined that they evolved from a different monkey. These other human species of northern Europe had trouble adapting to certain environments. The two theories is that what happens is that the Neanderthals the Homo sapiens fought, and Neanderthals were killed off. The second theory, which through DNA they're saying they've been able to prove now, is that the Homo sapiens and the Neanderthals actually mated, and they're the ones who make the modern humans in northern Europe. So the actual Neanderthal itself just became extinct around 24,000 years ago. So, that also helped with the, different traits and stuff. So some of you out there have Neanderthal in you. So, unless they come up with something new, that's where we're at right now. So don't forget, by forgetting our origins and forgetting how far we've actually come, we're bound to continue making the same mistakes over and over again. So please continue reading about science, continue reading about our history, continue educating yourself. There's so much we're going to learn from in our future generations through all this science and technology that continues to grow. Religion is not supposed to keep you dumbed down. So make sure that as a member of our Church of Quantumism, you continue to educate yourself. God bless you all, no matter what you believe.